Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video we are going to be playing in some makeup. However, we are playing in makeup with a purpose. So I'm going to be giving you like my detailed breakdown makeup routine. I'm going to be explaining why I do what. I think this is going to be really good for somebody that's kind of just starting out in makeup. But this is how I achieve my flawless face. I really wanted to break it down because I get a lot of questions about it. So I figured that means I need to put a video out. So we're gonna be going in deep with this tutorial. So yeah, if you guys would like to see how I achieve my flawless foundation makeup routine, please keep on watching. All right, so we're gonna move into the skin. I did my brows off camera because I have a new updated brow tutorial for you guys. In depth, everything is in depth. I'm working on my in-depth category for the face. So eyebrows, if it is out, it will be linked above. If not, I will have it linked in the description or the date when it's gonna come out. I'm thinking I want to kind of release them all in one or like within the week span. That way you guys can just kind of click and see and go back in between. But nonetheless, let's move on to the face. So I already have my skin moisturized. I use the Belief Aqua Moisturizer, or not Aqua Bomb, the Moisture Bomb moisturizer on my face, so that's why it looks nice and moisturized and supple. Next, we're gonna go into primer. So I am normal to dry, so typically I go for more hydrating primers. I kind of steer away from the matte primers because I am dry. But sometimes there are some matte primers that do me well and I don't have to kind of like avoid them as much. But my go-to primers at the moment are by MAC. This is the Mix and Medium, the face and body mix and medium. I love this stuff. It keeps the skin nice, hydrated, smooth. I'll leave a video linked above where I'm using it, but I really love this. I really love this primer. As you can see, I only have like 10 millimeters left, like, and has a ball that you shake to get the product going. I really love this. Another staple of mine is the Urban Decay All Nighter primer. This is like that gripping primer where it's gonna hold onto the makeup. It keeps the skin nice, supple, hydrated. It holds onto everything. I really love this. I love this in my kit for clients. I love this for me personally. I just love this one. This is like my third or fourth bottle and I'm almost done with this one. Yep. And then also lately I have really been loving the Refy. This is the Glow and Sculpt face primer where it has the ball. You squeeze it and just kind of contour your face, almost like the bear, just kind of gliding in on the skin. But this definitely gives you like a nice, supple, glowy look, and I love it. I can't even say I love this. Love it. Also, I wanted to get a sample, but I also have the bigger version as well because I ran through the other one. This is the Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas. This is a really good lightweight primer. It sits beautiful on the skin. I just love Tatcha period as a brand. It keeps the skin nice, smooth. I think this one is the mattifying one if I'm not mistaken. So that's why I was like, some matte primers I can use. I feel like this is the matte one because I feel like the other one is for hydrating, keep the skin hydrated. Let me just make sure. Tatcha Silk. Yeah, so this is just for dullness, uneven texture. It's not oil controlling. It just helps it just helps the makeup go on better. So I really love this primer. When I tried the mini version, I fell in love with it and went to go get the big one. So those are like the primers that I alternate between. Again, I am normal to dry, so I do prefer like the glowy, hydrating primers and foundations, and then I just matte where I want to for powders. So the one that we're going to use today, I feel like I want to use this Refy. All right, so this is what the skin is looking like. You see how glowy it looks. It looks super, super healthy. I love this, and it also has a little bit of tack, so you want that a little bit of gripping to the skin. Pretty. All right, I'm back. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so moving into foundation, I have really been loving the Mario. It's been having like a hold on me, but we're not going to do Mario in this video. I'm going to go back into my other favorite, and that is going to be, I kind of low-key have been mixing the Armani and Fenty, and I've been loving how that looks. But I'm the queen of mixing foundations because of one, I feel like it gives me like my perfect shade. Two, I think I'm a scientist and I can create my own little concoctions, and I just love to see how foundations blend. And three, I have so many foundations that it just makes sense for me, and I just love how it looks. So the foundations that we're going to be mixing today, because I want more of a fuller coverage, extra glam look, this is like my go-to glam routine, is going to be, I'm going to be using the Nars and New Caledonia, had it laying down, the Nars New Caledonia, and then the Makeup Forever, the HD Skin. I'm gonna mix these two, mainly also because this Makeup Forever one is on the lighter side. I don't really ever think it warms up, but they recommended this shade to me. Don't know, but it really doesn't warm up on me. So I'm gonna mix it in with my Nars New Caledonia, because New Caledonia is a little bit deeper from when I have like a tan summertime. I'm gonna mix these two together. This one is on the matte side, whereas this one is on more natural, radiant, glowy look. So I'm just gonna do like one pump of the 4 in 68. See, it's lighter. I feel like my light is a little warm. And we're gonna go in with the Nars and do about 1 to 2, 3, 4 pumps. And see how do you see the color difference? This one, they said that this is my color, but by itself, it is not my color. I'm actually gonna do a test. I'm going to do a little bit on my arm and blend it in, because I wanna see if this warms up, because I really don't think it does. And then apply it on the skin. So I love to use my fingers first, just because it kind of warms up the product while mixing, and then I get to kind of place it exactly where I want to place it. I'm really gonna focus on covering up that pimple that needs to go away, and my cheek area, and then also my forehead just in the center, because I kind of want to blend out into my hairline, and I don't need that one to be a super dark defined line around my hairline. So go ahead and blend this on. Then I like to take a brush, and the brush that I've actually been using, oddly enough, not oddly enough, but where is it? Here we go. It is this one by Zoeva, and this is the 111 face brush. Just love how this is. It's just kind of like a dual fiber brush that you just kind of blend out, but I love how it looks. It just really buffs the foundation in very nice. You can paint it on if you want to. So yeah, I've really been loving how this brush lays the foundation, and then we're gonna go back on top of it with a sponge to blend it in. So I'm just kind of pressing it, press and pull, press and pull, press and pull. I feel like I'm a little bright. I think I probably need to move this light back. Press and pull. And especially when it comes to here, I just really want to tap that product in. I'm gonna build it up just a little bit with the Nars New Caledonia, just 1 pump, 2 pumps, and press it into the skin, just like dotting. Okay, then we're gonna go in with the sponge this time, and whatever's left over on my hand, I just take it with the sponge and press the sponge into it so it absorbs the product on my hand and not the products on my face, and it just also helps with blending out seamlessly. So now I'm just gonna go in and press it into the skin. So next for concealer, I'm gonna stay within the hydrating realm, especially when it comes to like the color correcting and underneath the eyes. I love this Dior Forever Skin concealer. This is in 5N. It says neutral, but it is a little on the warmer side. So I use it for color correcting purposes. And a little bit here, a little bit here. Around my mouth. So if you have purple and blue, or you have a darker rim around your mouth, typically us women with color or melanin, sometimes we have a deeper mark around the mouth. So I always color correct there. Sometimes people have like a deeper contour on the cheek, and then I will color correct there. Underneath the eyes, if you have purple and blue, you want to color correct that as well with something a little bit more peachy. So it also depends on how deep or how dark your discoloration is. That's going to depend, that's going to tell you how deep you need to go in oranges. Typically I see clients, they always feel like they need to go to the deepest orange, and you don't have to, especially if your discoloration is not that deep. Like mine is not that deep, so I don't have to go crazy deep in the color corrector area. Especially if you're of a lighter skin tone, you really don't want to go too deep in the oranges, because you don't want to fight that orange when it's time to put your concealer on top. You just want a light thin layer to kind of just neutralize the color. So now I am all even underneath the eyes, around the mouth. You really can't see any of like the purple or blue. I just look even tone. So now we're gonna go back in and brighten underneath the eye. So for concealer, to get that extra glam look, I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty Faux Filter. I love these concealers. They give a flawless appearance. They're just a nice, gorgeous, extra glam. They are that concealer if you are trying to get that full glam look. The colors that I'm going to be using is Crumble number 7.1 neutral, and then I'm going to brighten it up just a little bit with the Praline and 6.3 neutral. So again, this is not for like every day. This is like my detailed, if I'm going out face, I need a face that's going to sit. This is what I'm going for. So let's start off with the Crumble and just build underneath the eye. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the brighter one just right on top, but not all over. So literally like in the corners. All right, so I'm gonna let that sit for a second while we just go ahead and place the contour and blend the contours out. So I have been loving these Tarte Sculpt tapes, bronzer contour wands. I've been using rich brown and deep bronze. So first we're gonna start off with deep bronze, and this is just gonna be like my bronzer color. So I have some red all around the forehead. So bronzer is gonna add warmth back to the skin. This is not gonna give you like the contoured look. This is gonna give you the, I just left the beach and my skin got a little sunburn, got a little tan. That's what you want your bronzer to do. Warm your skin back up. It is not gonna add shadows or chisel out the face. This is literally warming the skin up because you need to add dimensions back to the face. when you do your foundation, because the foundation is literally just evening out your skin tone. It is not anything else. So simply think of it like we stay in Texas and we just have one flat land. We need to get to Colorado where we have hills, mountains, valleys, all of that stuff. We're adding the hills, valleys, rivers, and lakes back to the face. Then I'm gonna top it off. Well, I'm gonna blend this out first. So I'm gonna blend out with a, this angled Japanese brush to blend the bronzer into the skin, all on the cheeks, forehead. Blend it in. Because I would naturally tan on my forehead if I was on the beach. So I'm mimicking all of that. All that. So you see how it just warmed up the skin? Super pretty. That's what we want. All right, so next we're gonna blend out the concealer. I always start with my chin. And then blend on my lip, to the nose, to the center of the forehead, and in between the brows. Always focus in the center of my face because that's where I want the least product to build up, and I want the most coverage to be underneath my eyes. So I start with the least amount and then build up underneath the eyes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and press underneath the eyes, and I press like a basketball, so up and down motions like this. Up and down, up and down, up and down, like a basketball. So you want to stay in that area for a second and then move out. Stay here for a little bit and then move out. That is how you build coverage and get coverage from the products that you are using. Press it into the skin like a basketball, up and down, and then move over a little bit, up and down, up and down, up and down. Move over a little bit, up and down, up and down, up and down, move it over a little bit. So that's how you build coverage. And don't worry about how you see where this meets. We're gonna fix that. So same on this side. Press it up and down like a basketball. Move over just a little bit. And I always twist my sponge so it's all in here. Pinch it, bounce it, and then push it this way. So the point comes in towards the nose and build. And then come back over, build, back over, build. And that's gonna blend it out for you. And then I always just close my eyes and go on top of my eyelid, and that acts as a base. Make sure you get around your nose like such, so there's no product building up around your nose. I hate to see when there's like product just sitting right there. I just want to scrape it out, but I hate it. So make sure you are blending around your nose. So I want a little bit more oomph underneath the eyes. So I'm just gonna go back in with my Huda and build up. I'm just gonna fast forward this part because this is like a little repetitive. So you always wanna just build where you feel like you want more coverage. If you feel like you want more coverage, if you feel like you want it a little bit brighter, you control that part, but the technique is still the same. So now you see it built a lot of coverage underneath the eyes. The underneath the eyes is a lot brighter than the first time when we applied it. And that's what I want. I want to kind of start to create that contrast within the skin. Next, I'm gonna go back in with the brush that we used to bronze the skin up. And I'm gonna go back over this part because you can see where the concealer and the bronzer meet. So I'm just gonna take it and press it back over that. Press in, push in, so like pushing it into the skin, and that is going to blend and soften that line for you. So now you can't really see where it starts and stops. It's just blended seamless. compared to this side. So this side, excuse me, I don't know why I have hiccups. So this side, you can see where it starts and stops. This side, you can see where it's blended, smooth. You can't really tell. You know there's concealer there, but you can't see where, oh, I see where she started at. I see where it's applied, but I don't see where, I can't see where it ends. That's what we want. We don't want to see where it ends. We just want to see where it transitions into the bronzer. So we're gonna do the same thing on this side. Press it into the skin. Like such, and then even back on the forehead, because you can see all right here where the concealer starts and stops. I don't want that. We want it to be a smooth transition. So press, press, press. You don't want to really rub, because then you're going to be moving everything that you just worked hard for. So now you see it's kind of just like seamless. You can't really tell where it starts and stops. You can even kind of tap over it. And now you can't see where it starts and stops. I'm just gonna go right here too, all right, on my cheek area. Press, 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 press. And then also here, press it into the skin, because I don't wanna see it. Next, we're gonna move on to the contour, which is the Rich Bronze. So this is the same brand. Now I'm just going to twist it open, and now I'm going to focus on contouring. So contouring is really going to cast those shadows, so that like if you take a black and white picture, it is chiseled. You can see where it's like, oh, I have high cheekbones. It's creating shadows. This is what we are creating now. We're creating the shadows. So we're going to just squeeze out a little bit. And for contouring, I always stay above my ear. I don't come down any lower than my middle ear for contour. I want to keep it up high, and we're going to blend up to lift the face. So right here, all up in here, this is where we're going to contour. And then here as well. And then forehead. Beauty, kitty, beauty. And here, just on the side. It's actually a lot. And then I like to do a little bit underneath my lip. And then I just press them together, and it carries it over to the top. And then here, up to the middle of the ear, and the same thing on that side. So we're creating the illusion of no double chin. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna go back and blend. We can use that same bronzer brush, and I'm just gonna take this and stamp it into the skin to give like the airbrush illusion. And then for this part, I'm pressing upwards right here, because I want to carry that contour and push it up so it creates that shadow. And then blend the rest down. Same thing here. Okay, so for the cheeks, we're just gonna press it in the same way we did the bronzer. We're just gonna keep it a little higher and just press it into the skin. So really creating definition and chisel to the face. So now it looks lifted like that. And then forehead, press, 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 press. And I have a big forehead, so I can contour a lot up here and be okay. So definition. Now we're just gonna go ahead and press this side in. Next, I'm gonna blend out the nose, but for the nose, I like to use this smaller brush, and this is by B Dellum Tools. It's like this one. It has a little arch. I think this one is supposed to be for concealer, but I always use it for contour. I'm just gonna blend it. So for my nose, I start with my brow and pull down, because I like my contour to blend with my brows and in this little area right here. So it creates a nice illusion like everything is blended. This is a natural shadow, and that's what we want. So I'm kind of press and pull down. Perfect. So now I take my sponge and I kind of just go back over and make everything more seamless. Again, I'll pinch it and press underneath the eyes, twist and turn, and just kind of reinforce my concealer. So now it's seamless. Over here, kind of like you can see where it starts and stops again because of the bronzer and contour. So just press back underneath the eye. Boom. And then the nose as well, we're gonna pinch it and press straight down and in the center. So this is just kind of reinforcing where our highlighted points are, and that's what we want. And then even on the lip, you see how we contour? I'm gonna take the lip brush and kind of just pull it onto the lip. And this is gonna give us like that natural lined lip. Ooh. Here, and then take the foundation side of it and go back over underneath that line. So it just makes everything seamless. Then, then I also take the sponge and kind of clean up under. No added product, literally just whatever foundation is left on this, and clean up under. So when I clean up under, I come from like the corner of my mouth and blend up to the top of my ear, like that. So that lifts it some more. So you can see how this side is lifted, where it's just kind of like all blown out right here. That is what we're going for. We're going for the lifted look. So we're gonna take this side, corner of the mouth, and keep stamping all the way up to the top of the ear. And that's just gonna clean up all of that. So next we're gonna move on to setting all of these cream products in face so it doesn't move and we stay flawless throughout the day. So my go-to powders lately for setting underneath the eye, we're gonna start off with the Ben Nye Luxury Powder. This you can find, I feel like you can find it on Amazon, but I find mine at Costco's. It's a pro store out here in Atlanta, but I use this to set underneath the eyes. So, well, no, we're gonna go in with, so I'm gonna take a little bit in the cap, just a little bit. Then I'm going to take this powder puff thing. Everybody has been raving about this, so I was like, let me give it another go. So we're gonna press it into here. Then we're going to tap off the excess on the back of the hand. And we're gonna take it and I kind of wrap it around like this. So it's wrapped around my two fingers. And press it into the skin. Press, 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 come around. Press, turn it out this way. So it's gonna create like that line right here, the angled, like that. And it's also gonna create this line right here by the side of the nose to snatch your nose. Like that. And I make sure I set the side of my nose. I don't really get oily, but I don't like the product to build up right there. So again, press it in here. We're gonna tap off some of that powder and then lay it, like stamp and press it into the skin like you're stamping it. Boom. And around the nose. Always get around the nose. And kind of drag out, and it's gonna kind of lift it. Then whatever's left down the bridge of my nose. All right, then I'm gonna take my sponge and I go into my Fenty powder, press it into the product. This is in number 330. This is also a foundation, so we'll give you extra coverage. I'm gonna press it into the skin like that. Press it into the skin, and then here as well. Center. Boom, in here. And always do here so we don't have like a shadow. Next, we're gonna set the rest of the face. So I love, it's two powders that I kind of been back and forth in between, especially if I'm going out for a flawless finish. If I want to stay on the matter side, I will use this Nars soft matte powder in Seafront, which looks like this. But if I want to stay on the more natural radiant side, where it's not so mattifying but it still looks like natural skin without being oily or super glowy, I use this skin finish. So that's what we're going to use today, is the skin finish, because I don't want to be too matte. So I literally just go in with it and press into the skin. Press into the skin, even over where I set with that concealer. Everywhere. Forehead. Press, 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 press. Everywhere. Center of your nose. And then I'm going to take whatever's left and dust away whatever is underneath my eye. Whatever's left, I should say, underneath my eyes. Like such. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and bronze the skin. So we're gonna go into this Black Radiance contour palette, contour highlight palette. This is in dark to deep. We're gonna bronze up the skin. I'm gonna use the Sculpt side, press it in there, and I'm gonna start warming up the skin. Again, we're gonna keep it high, press it in. So you build the color and coverage like such. We're just reinforcing that cream color underneath. So we're literally just reinforcing everything we did with the creams. Then I'm gonna go ahead and contour my nose, same color. Just reinforcing everything we did. You really wanna make sure you tap off that product from your nose. I'm gonna take my sponge again and pinch it, and I want to bring in and soften these outer lines right here. So I'm gonna take my sponge again and press on it, right on that line, to blend it, both sides. to blend it. So now it's kind of a little softer, it's not as harsh, and that's what we want. So I really want to deepen up these contours, and we're going to do this very lightly because the color is darker. So I'm gonna focus, I'm gonna mix actually. I'm gonna mix this contour color here with the Sculpt color here. Kind of go back and forth, tap off the excess. This is like a light fluffy brush from Japanese because I don't want a lot of product built, and I'm just gonna chisel, see? Build right in here. Small circles up in here to create a chisel, an extra deepened contour. Same thing on the other side. Tap off the excess and come up higher, right? Sitting in. And then I want to focus right here too. So let's get underneath here because we want no double chin. So you see how we're just adding shape and structure about to the face. Softening up everything else. All right, cool. All right, so done with that. Now we're gonna go ahead and just take the sponge one more time and just kind of tap over everything, the highlighted areas with the tip of the sponge, and then the foundation side just along here, underneath, and around here, just to soften. Boom. All right, so I really don't want to focus on the eyes on this one because this is literally like glam look for the eye, like for the face and stuff. So typically what I do is I'll take a bronzer. We'll take any bronzer. This is the Sephora one in number 5 Mykonos, and I will take my bronzer and run it through my crease. This is like the easiest way to make it look like you did something. It makes it look super good. So just gonna run it through the crease. And it's just like a sheer wash of color, but it definitely does enough for you. So see, just gave a little color, but it also tied in the rest of the face. And then I'm gonna bring it underneath the lash line as well to create a shadow for the mascara. Like that. So you see a difference. One side is just, you know, it looks a little warmer. It's just kind of like I did a little bit extra when I really didn't. Next is gonna be just the other side. All right, so the next part is a mascara and the lashes. These can keep you, so lashes can dictate a lot. They can keep you on the natural side. So no lashes makes it more of like an everyday realistic look, not realistic, but an everyday look where you just throw on mascara and go. You could do this, throw on mascara and go. Lashes, you have lighter lashes where it just makes it look like you're doing a little bit of something, but not for real, but a lot. I really focus on lashes when I'm going out because that makes me stand out. It just brings everything together. So I really focus on lashes, whether it be the Missy lashes. There's two different, well, a couple types that I use from them, which are these, the Miss Lash N35, which is the top one up here. This is gonna be more of like the flirty, girly, wispy lash, whereas the bottom is still wispy, but it's a little bit more structured. You have a little bit more gapping in them. Then if I'm trying to really make a statement, I go into these Lash Bar Cosmetics lashes, which look like this. It's probably upside down, but it's cool. I'll take it out the tray. So just depending on what I want my statement to be, you see these are a little bit more daring and piecey, but these look gorgeous. These are really pretty on the eye. These are as well. This definitely makes a statement, the Mini Brats. And then the Mini Freak is definitely fuller. Just if you don't really want your eyes to show, you want the lashes to really be the moment they're fuller in volume. I'm gonna put mascara on, do my eyeliner, and then apply the lashes, and we'll be right back. All right, so lashes are on. We're gonna go ahead and move into blush. Staple blush for me, like my go-tos are these NYX Sweet Cheek blushes. You guys know that I love these. I feel like I always talk about these. This one as well as Mama Pat, and in her color I always go to Paradise Venus. I have to stop myself from using this because I find myself using it all of the time. Then we also have Raisin by MAC. This is definitely another one of my staples. I feel like it's a really good everyday blush. We might just go in with this one because I feel like I haven't used it in a while. So let's go in with this one. I'm going to use the same powder bronzer brush and just press it on to my cheek. Love this blush. When I tell you I used to kill this blush, baby, you couldn't tell me nothing, okay? This was my blush back in the day when I used to work at MAC. And like right, a little bit leaving MAC. So we're gonna place it on the cheeks. Because it's warm, it can support the center of the face. I'm just kind of brushing it up into the hairline. So build it and flow it back. You can never have too much blush. Never have too much blush. Just gonna run a little bit around here. Okay. So because the lashes are so full, I need to strengthen up the brow just a little bit where we lost some of the color from blending. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. That's a little bit stronger so it supports the shadow, I mean the, what is this? Lash. Moving on to lips. Favorite lip liner for a while now has been this one by NYX, the Line Out Loud, and this is the Rebel Kind. I'm just gonna line my lips, nothing fancy, a little bit fuller than I normally would if I could find a mirror. Alright, so we're going to go into the lipstick from Givenchy in Beige Caracal 107. I want to kind of keep with the peachy theme. I don't really like this formula. It's a very thin formula. Yeah, I don't really care for this formula. So we're going to go back on top of that with A Girl Got Needs by MAC. Take our liner again and just kind of go over. And then I'm going to take my finger and a lip, well no, I'm going to take a lip, like a brush, and soften. And we're gonna go in with gloss. So I do want a little gloss. So I think I'm gonna go in with the Fenty. I'm gonna go with Fenty. Yep, we're gonna go in with a little bit of the Fenty cream. And honey waffles. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and set the face. However, I am gonna set it using the all-nighter. This is the Urban Decay all-nighter. I'm gonna spray the sponge. And press it into the skin. Over everything. Pressing this, I always press it into the skin because it just pushes the setting spray into the skin to set the makeup. And then soften up this nose real quick. I don't want it too harsh. All right, let's take down this hair. All right, guys, so this is the completed look. This is like the detailed version of how I achieve my going out extra glam face. I hope you guys enjoyed. I love how it came out. I'm so glad I went with these lashes. I was a little iffy at first because I typically don't go this long. I usually go a little bit shorter, but I really love how it looks. So I might have to go a little bit bigger from now on, but yeah, this is typically how I do my face. If I'm going out, I'm beating it like this: extra glam, extra chiseled, a little bit more steps. I'm really focusing on skin anytime I go out. My glam looks always focus on skin because once you perfect the skin, everything else falls in line. You don't have to work as hard at doing eyeshadows. You don't have to do all of that if the skin looks A1. Lashes also make a huge difference. They can make or break a going out look. A lash can take you from daytime to nighttime really quick. It can take it from very natural to extra glam. So I love a good lash. I am a lash whore. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had so much fun making this. I love how it came out. I love just how everything looks. I look so good. I can't stop looking in the mirror, but I love it. I love it. I love it. I think this is what I'm going to be rocking tomorrow for my Valentine's Day party date thing that I have going on with my friends and my husband. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned a lot. And yeah, until next time, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also hit that post notification bell so you stay up to date every time I upload and you don't miss an upload. And yeah, until next time, bye guys.